notifications.
Yo, welcome to Best Ball and Brews. This is FantasyFling, and I got Tattoo here with me, dfsarmy Best Ball show, focusing mainly on the weekly winners. So we're going to do a live draft here in a second. I want to get everyone an opportunity to, maybe hop into one of these. So we'll give it a couple seconds. But Tattoo, how we doing?
Good and bad, at the same time. Great from the game last night, but recovering from a long night. So,
yeah. Late night Edmonton in the playoff or in the finals, of course, and overtime game. So you're up a little late last night.
Yeah, definitely.
Right on. Well, this is Best Ball and Brews, so cheers. But
Yeti.
We got Darth. All right, Darth, you gonna draft with us? Who else we got in here? We got 10 people watching, so I'm sure a few people are gonna log in. So Underdog Fantasy, they obviously have a ton of different contests. We're obviously focusing on NFL. It's NFL best ball season. We got the marathon. There's the sprint. I think they just launched this. That's a playoff version. So they're launching more and more. Obviously, Best Ball Mania, the Eliminator, which Geek was focused on the other day. They got the puppy, but super flex. They got the puppy. They just launched Greyhound today. We are focusing on, what's up, Soups? What's up, Darth? What's up, Soups? Glad to have you guys in here. We are focusing on the weekly winners. This is, I wrote an article over at dfsarmy.com, how to be a weekly winner in Underdog Fantasy. Went over the past 2 years of this contest on winning trends. So be sure to check it out. But the weekly winners is essentially best ball and DFS. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in this contest, of course. And we'll talk through it a little bit, but let's get into it. 20-second pick. Let's go. We'll see how long we have to wait. Hopefully it won't be long. 3 people. Did you get in there, Tattoo?
I'm assuming 2 more.
Yeah, that went fast. So we'll do one of these for sure. Oh, Soups got in first overall pick. And then, maybe depending on how many people we get in this draft, we'll do 2. I got the 11th. I'm kind of glad that I picked there because I've been picking in the top 3 and I want to kind of mix it up. Tattoo,
I got 7.
You got 7? Okay. Yeah. There we go. Tattoo. Soups is in there for sure. Me, you. Drago made it. What's up, YouTube user? Tell me who that is. I can't, it's not very descriptive. So, all right. So we got 16 seconds. Soups. Yeah, I got the 1-1. I'm guessing Soups is probably going to be going with Jamar Chase.
I thought he'd probably take Aaron Rodgers.
Soups a Steelers fan?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just because of the news and everything today.
Oh, what up? That's my boy, Connor. I've known Connor since I was 21 years old. I'm about to be 40 in a month. So I've known Connor since before I was 21. He was at my 21st birthday. So 20 years, bro, I've known you. That's crazy. You would do that, Ivan. I'm not going to pull a geek and tell you who I'm going to pick. I might not even queue up. I'm not going to allow it. All right.
I'm never queuing up again because I screw myself and pick some queue some guy that I'm waiting at the very end of the draft for, and then I'll miss my pick and it freaking picks him in the 3rd round.
I don't remember much of my 21st either. It was a blur. I drank way more back then than I do now, obviously, and I'm pretty sure I had over 20 shots. I'm surprised I didn't end up in the hospital, to be honest. But so we started this with Chase, Barkley, Gibbs. Pretty standard stuff right there. I guess Gibbs went a little earlier than normal. Then Josh Allen, so that's surprising. That's quite early for Josh Allen. Bijan, Jefferson, Lamb. So liking the way this is falling. You went with CMC there. Who do I take? Do I take Giancy? I think at 8, I think that's a fine spot for him. I think I'm just going to get one of my running backs out of the way. I feel like there's some really good wide receivers. So I line up like that where there's one running back that I really want, and there's like 4 wide receivers. I'm obviously going to take the running back every time because I know one of the wideouts will get back to me.
I feel like the game is shifting towards running too.
What's that?
As defenses have gotten smaller and smaller and faster over the years, now the game is shifting back to a running game.
Yeah. All right, I'm taking Brian Thomas Jr. there. We got some news, a little bit of news today with Amon-Ra St. Brown that he had surgery at the end of the year, and that concerns me just a little bit, so that I'm going to probably back off some of my exposure with him and kind of spread out my exposures a little bit. I respect that. Being a football fan could be hard. I still am a diehard Broncos fan. I will be. That'll never change. But I've definitely learned to let go of my fandom when I play. All right. So we got after I took Brian Thomas Jr., we got Drago paired up, Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. So immediately got a stack right there. And then we saw Amon-Ra go. Tattoo, you took Bucky, so you started double running back. Brock Bowers just went. A.J. Brown. It's definitely a little bit of a different room that I've seen.
I'm a running back whore. So.
Yeah, no, listen, in this contest specifically and on Underdog Fantasy, just a half PPR, like I still want to go wide receiver heavy, but I definitely, like at least getting 2 running backs in the first 5.
I had a draft not long. I had my first 4 or 5 picks were all running backs.
Yeah. One with the robust strategy.
Yeah.
All right. So Drake London just went off the board. London's a guy that I definitely want to get more exposure to. I haven't really gotten hardly any of him yet, and need to. Very much so.
I have a metric ton of Tyler Warren.
Okay. Yeah. I think he's being undervalued quite a bit right now. So I've been hearing a lot of talk about him being kind of the Taysom Hill role, but like he's going to be a better Taysom Hill, as far as like a pass catcher and everything. So
I think he'll be running the ball.
Yeah.
He can pass.
Absolutely. So Jeffrey here started 3 running backs in this draft. So there's definitely going to be some wide receivers falling to us. We'll see, how this goes. But, very heavy on the running backs. I don't know that I will be able to get some of these guys. So we'll kind of just see where this thing goes.
Oh, son of a bitch. That was tough.
And you started 3 running backs too. So yeah, running back, it's getting thin already just because of essentially you and Jeffrey here with the
I can't believe Chase Brown is still sitting there either. But.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
I mean, it was hard for me to pass him, but I have so much of them. I wanted a little more cook.
There he went, Drago. He's already taken my picks, honestly. He said he would. He's already doing it. So I think I'll take Terry.
I think he tried to curse the Oilers last night, so F him.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Ivan. Yeah, LA Kings turd.
Jaden Daniels already went. So we got a guy that started with 2 quarterbacks in his first 3 picks.
Woo.
That's crazy. All right.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
About to be back on the clock. Yeah. sometimes in these spots, I like giving myself a lot of different outs. So as far as like stacking options. So I think I might just double up and take Mike Evans there. Queue up some quarterbacks. Now, as far as like general strategy for this contest, if you haven't read the article, you haven't watched any of the other streams where we've really talked about it yet, you typically want to over correlate in this contest as much as you can. You want to start early with running backs and wide receivers. Zero running back, might be effective in like a lot of other traditional best ball, at least in past years, but not in this contest. You really need that really high ceiling. So getting at least one running back in your first 5 picks is essential. Ideally, you want to have about 2. And the more correlation, the better. One of the questions I've got a few times is, should I stack divisions and things like that? And yeah, I'm all for it, because if it matches up, if you can get like 2 players in the division, they're going to be playing each other twice. And, obviously there's going to be correlation there, specifically if there are 2 teams that can score a lot of points. You believe in both of the offenses. I think you're, as long as they don't have both have top 5 defenses, yeah, it's not a bad way to stack this. So this round went Hurts, Evans, DJ Moore, Jamison Williams, Brees Hall, Mixon, Rashee Rice. We saw Joe Burrow get stacked here with T. Higgins. Cortland Sutton just went. Worthy. Tattoo, you took 4 running backs. So you got to take a wide receiver, bro. I'm worried about you. There's Travis Hunter, so I won't be able to double stack Brian Thomas. That's okay. That's okay. All right, Tat, you took a wide receiver finally. I was worried.
I think I have a plan,
Yeah. Devonta, James Conner.
I was waiting for Jamison Williams. I was like, oh my God, it just dropped right to me.
Yeah.
And then some guy went and grabbed him.
I like Jamison Williams.
Especially with the, St. Brown.
Drago, I thought you told me you were going to be sniping all my picks. You didn't take RJ Harvey there? What's going on? All right. So, Calvin Ridley. I really wanted Calvin Ridley right there. That's all good.
God damn it. I hate some of y'all.
What happened?
Somebody sniped Tampa Bay, Chris Godwin.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, dick.
Sorry, my last name or my name is too long. It's hard to see. But yeah, that was me. I was going to take Calvin Ridley, and once he was gone, I had to take Chris Godwin for a potential stack.
You could be fucking kidding me. Juwan Jennings.
See, you're going on tilt here because you started running back heavy, running back heavy. That now all your wide receivers are going, and it's driving you nuts. That's how these things go.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm trying out different strategies in different drafts.
Yeah. Definitely. Part of it is, seeing how the draft falls to you, like that, and also where you pick. Like if I'm on the end, like of 12 or 13, I'm more likely to reach, not a full round, but like, a little less than a full round on players just to get your guys and kind of make the stacks work, because I've been in these spots too many times where you're like at 12, and if you don't reach, you just end up with like 3 crappy quarterbacks, essentially. So you almost have to reach in some spots. So this guy punched my box 1, 2, 3 quarterbacks through 6 rounds. So, and there goes Baker, and now my stack is ruined, and that is super unfortunate. That's how these rooms go sometimes. You get guys that you don't really like know what they're doing. And you have a plan, and then your plan just goes to crap. So, I mean, because I stacked up Mike Evans and Chris Godwin here, thinking that Baker would make it back. He would fall. And of course he doesn't. And part of that is because this guy punched my box is now taking 4 quarterbacks. So I hope this draft doesn't get thrown out, but it might. We'll see. There goes Bo.
It happened to me.
Now you took Bo. I was gonna do Bo with the backdoor stack. I mean, these guys, I don't know what to say.
I mean, I really didn't want to take Bo Nix right there. I just jumped too quick.
Yeah. It happens. It's all good.
Because he was definitely not my plan.
Tough decisions. Week 10 bye. Okay. All right. So what are we looking at here? I got 4 wide receivers, 3 running backs. I basically waited on tight end. So, now it's about the time you start thinking about maybe taking a tight end. Who are we going to take here? I mean, there's some good options. We'll see. So, Tattoo, you started 4 running backs, and then you got 2 wide receivers. I'm back on the clock. TJ Hawkinson just went. It's probably too early for some of these guys. Do I go take another wide receiver? I don't know. Maybe take another running back. I think I'm going to take Pacheco here. Running back is going to dry up pretty soon. So I'm dead even. Running backs and wide receivers so far, pretty heavy. I think I pushed tight end a little bit further. Thought about taking another wide receiver there, but there's going to be some guys on the target late. So we'll wait on that.
I mean, it's still plenty of wide receivers way down, and shit, you never know what's going to happen. Oh,
you got a good point there, Soups. You definitely have to have good quarterbacks to win these. So, it kind of depends. Like if you think Baker's going to be one of those guys for sure, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be, bringing back the wide receivers that he had last year, and also, add in Ikbuka to the mix. So yeah, Baker's definitely one of those guys. And honestly, the quarterback run out in this has been crazy. And that's just how these things go. It's just like all best ball drafts. You don't really know how each room is going to be. You got one guy who's taken, 1, 2, 4 quarterbacks through 7 rounds. Yeah. So that you have a plan, and then that happens, and then you're like, okay, so now I got to pivot.
Like I had a weekly winners that did where I had, St. Brown, Gibbs, Williams, the tight end, and then like somebody sniped golf from me. I was like, why do you want golf?
Right. Absolutely.
And he like reached for golf. And I'm like, all right.
All right. Sorry, I had to mute. My dog was going a little cray.
Well.
Okay, so we're gonna be at like pick 107 here when I pick. There went Tyler Warren. That was you. Of course.
He lives across the street. His draft party with Drew Rosenhaus was across the street.
Was it?
On draft night, yeah.
Did you go? I would have crashed it. I totally would have crashed it.
I didn't know about it until I was watching it on TV.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like, I think it was pretty packed.
I don't really like to reach this far, but whatever.
Or they may have rented out the whole thing. I can't remember. Yeah, where was my man at?
All right. I got my stack. I got Justin Herbert to Trey Harris. I didn't want to really draft them quite then and there, but there's no way that that stack would have been around. And I just couldn't wait on a quarterback anymore. And we were talking about, you have to reach when you're on these ends sometimes. This is how it goes. So, yeah. So let's kind of review here. Got 4 running backs. Attack that early. Attack wide receiver early. Really need to focus on some tight ends to attack. Ideally, if you can get, one that pairs with your quarterback, that's great. But the way this draft went, I'll definitely be drafting 3 tight ends, maybe 4, just because it was so late waiting on some of these guys. And quarterback, got my stack, got Justin Herbert to Trey Harris. I think Harris is a guy on the outside that's going to get a lot of targets from Justin Herbert this year. So that's a stack that could hit. And you want the number 2 wide receiver with the quarterback often. So wasn't able to get McConkey, but if the quarterback is having a big week, it's normally the wide receiver 2 is going off, that we found from studying past DFS winners. But yeah, definitely need to get a couple other quarterbacks sooner than later.
Yeah.
Tattoo, yeah, you were able to stack up Mims with Knicks. I like that stack.
And of course, you know what I'm waiting on. So, in the later rounds.
Pat Bryant?
I don't know what you're talking
about. Yeah. So we saw Ibuka go. Good stack there. Soups with already having Baker. So that was clearly the plan of his. You just took Drake May. That was going to be my other quarterback.
That is my man. That is.
You're ruining this for me, bro. I'm telling you. That's okay. It'll be fine.
Only plan on taking one more quarterback, probably.
Jerk. Can't believe this guy. Can't believe we invited him in here.
What an ass.
I mean, it's almost like I gave you the blueprint for all my picks. I can't believe you. All right, so might as well double up here. Double tap the quarterback because I just can't wait any longer with this. So all right, yeah, and we're now seeing another run on quarterbacks. That's a lot of them.
I was waiting for JJ, but it's not. Big deal.
God, that's annoying. Well, since May went, I don't really know how much I want Kyle Williams. I think I'd really take Luther Burden in this spot. So 1, 2, 6 wide receivers so far. 4 running backs. Still have no tight ends. So really got to come around to getting some tight ends here soon. I got both of my quarterbacks already stacked for sure. So we're good there. Let's see if I have any other secondary stacks. So I guess I do because I missed out on the Baker Mayfield stack. I got a Mike Evans and Chris Godwin stack. Right now, I don't have any other secondary stacks, but we still got a lot of time for that to happen.
Even somebody took Purdy way too early and screwed up that stack.
Yeah, funny story on JJ McCarthy. I play best ball on drafters as well, and I got a bunch of slow drafts going on over there. And somehow I knew I needed to pick, and then I just was tired and I went to bed and I woke up and I got auto drafted JJ McCarthy because I queued him up to stack with Justin Jefferson. And so I drafted him like 100 spots ahead of ADP, like auto picked. And I was just like, I like literally apologized to everyone in the chat. I was like, I don't know how that happened. Like I autoed him 100 spots above ADP. So just light money on fire. So tilting.
Yeah, I had one like that for sure.
Yeah, it happens when you're doing a lot of slow drafts and,
I queued up Roman Wilson. I mean, somebody that maybe I be going to take with my last pick. And it took him in the 5th round.
Yeah. It's so annoying. Because first off, you look like a donkey. You're like, who is this? They're like, who is this guy?
Idiot.
Yeah. All right, so he took Xavier Legette. I'm about to be back on clock.
He loves hockey now, so I had to draft him.
God, I might have to a little early for me, but I might have to double up on tight ends here. We'll see.
I think I only have one tight end.
You know what? It's too early for that. I think I'm going to take Tank Bigsby right here. I like an ambiguous backfield. He does stack. If I'm betting on the Jacksonville offense, he does stack with Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. And he looked really good last year before he got hurt. And it's an ambiguous backfield. I like taking a chance there on Bigsby.
Now the decision.
Jalen McMillian. All right. So do I stack up Brenton Strange? Is that too much on the Jacksonville offense? All right. I can't wait. I'm just going to do it. So Brenton Strange, I got my first tight end. Really thought about taking Hunter Henry there, but it's fine. I think it makes more sense to have the correlation at tight ends just because tight end is such a crapshoot. So we'll see. There's a lot of tight ends you can get late this year. That's what I love about this season. And tight end is such a disaster. Like sometimes I think in this type of contest, it's just better to hammer running back and wide receiver early, get the guys that are good, and hit some of these tight ends late, because last year 4 tight ends won I want to say like 6 weeks or 4 weeks. I think 3 tight ends won like 4 weeks, and then 4 tight ends won like no 3 tight ends won 6 weeks, and then like 4 tight ends won 4 weeks. So it definitely paid to not draft one early more times than not, unless you got Trey McBride or Brock Bowers. But yeah, we're almost done with this thing. Let me know if you guys want to do another draft. Let me know in the chat. I'm down to do another one. We went through this pretty quick. 20-second clock. It's really only took us about a half an hour, so we can hop back into another one, especially those guys that weren't able to make it into this one.
The decision is coming. Do I take Bryce Young?
Gotta do it for Josiah.
This one's for you, Bob. Send it up to Pop.
There you go. All right, so this will be
I was looking at Wandale Robinson,
Mhm.
but
looking at Wandale.
yeah,
that would be a good pick.
Rico Dowdle, I think he's gonna, be a touchdown vulture.
All right, I got to do it for the culture. Pat Bryant. I'm sorry, and you've been sniping me. It's my time to get you.
I got it. I understand.
Pat Bryant, and I got a little secondary stack there with RJ Harvey, so I had to get that one in. I probably need another tight end here, if we're being honest. Or I could take another running. I got a couple of running backs I'm waiting on. I think I'm going to take Mason Taylor. Oh, did I get it? 1 second left. I was getting too chatty. Got Mason Taylor there. He was hardly rated. Scouts loved him. It's, in the scouting community, saw him anywhere from, tight end 5 to tight end 3 with some of the guys that I follow. So with Conklin going on to Los Angeles and Justin Fields taking over, he throws to his tight end often. So I like Mason Taylor here. I think he will definitely have some spike weeks. We know Cole Kmet had some pretty big weeks with Justin Fields in Chicago.
Yeah.
So I'm good with it. All right, so I got 2 picks left. Tattoo, you got 2 picks left. So I have 2 quarterbacks. Probably have to draft another one. I got 5 running backs. 1, 2, 3, 7 tight ends. I think, or 7 tight ends. Gosh, 7 wide receivers. I think I definitely need another tight end and another quarterback. So that is probably where I'm going with my last couple picks. If I can get some correlation, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, right now I'm just probably whatever tight ends I could grab.
Jalen Wright, Naderball got Jalen Wright here. I like that pick. He's a guy that the hype train has just been heavy on him. So I feel like he's a guy that I need to be targeting more and more in my drafts, especially with Devin Achon's injury history. I think we definitely want to get some more Jalen Wright exposure. He could be this year's Bucky Irving. So want to be cognizant of a pick like that. God. You took Chig. You took him. Unreal. I was going to take Chig, but it's fine. Whatever. All right, so we'll go with Jatavian Sanders here. I think, were you going to take him?
I mean, he was just one of my guys. It's not like I was going to jack off to him later or nothing.
We'll take Jatavian Sanders there because he's a guy that's all right, and I'm back on the clock. I don't know if y'all saw the news today. I don't expect – there's a good chance Anthony Richardson doesn't play this year. So give me Daniel Jones in the last round. He's got running upside. He's got a lot of wide receivers. So I'll take him as having some spike weeks. But, yeah, I'm good. I'm good with Daniel Jones there. I like Jatavian Sanders. I think he's going to take a big leap this year with Bryce Young. So.
I'll do it from a Dion. Shador.
All right. 4 quarterbacks.
I don't really count. I don't think Shador's going to see the field.
I think he could win the starting job. So here's the thing about Shador. Shador, if you look at just his overall skill set, like he is an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
So the problem with him is his like personality and apparently the way he presented himself in, you know, these interviews, these pre-draft interviews. But if he goes in and he's humbled and he has a good attitude about his role and, you know, he works his way and doesn't have this entitlement and he earns what he's given, Shedeur Sanders could definitely start games this year and he could potentially play the Browns out of, you know, that the top spot to draft another quarterback. Like, he has the skill set to be an NFL quarterback. The problem with him is his attitude. It's not his skill set. Like, most talent evaluators had him just behind Cam Ward as the second best quarterback in the draft. That's not why he fell to the 5th round. So I think we're done here because this always like lags out. So let's kind of review everyone's draft. Soup, tell us who you got in the chat for your last pick because it won't tell me. Pretty sure. Yeah, click it again. It doesn't tell me. So
that's for Akine, I think.
Akine? Okay. So started with Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, JSN, Alvin Kamara, Chuba Hubbard, Baker Mayfield, Justin Fields. So we know ended up stacking Baker Mayfield with Egbuka, Evan Ingram. Is there no correlation there? I think that was just kind of, you know, just getting a tight end. Got Charbonnet, Jarquez Hunter. Charbonnet correlates with JSN. Tyreek Hill looking like a one-off. No. So Tua plus 2, or at least Tua plus Tyreek Hill. I think he was the only Miami Dolphin that he got. Yeah, pretty good draft. Dallas Goddard. Also got Otten to double stack with Baker Mayfield. So yeah, got some good like names at tight end for getting 3 of them, especially Evan Ingram, who I expect to get a ton of targets this year in Denver. So good draft. Tattoo, you started with 4 running backs, and then you went Tet, Addison, Bo Nix, Brandon Ayuk, Tyler Warren, Marvin Mims. So you definitely were able to get the stacks you needed because you got Bryce Young plus 2 with
McMillan and
Leggett. Any other correlations that I missed? I mean,
Bo Nix, Mims. We said
Bo Nix and Mims.
Hunter Henry, Demario Douglas.
Oh, you got May. That's right. So you got May plus 2. So yeah, good draft for you. We had Ivan here. He said he was going to snipe me on a bunch of my picks. He didn't, except on Chase Brown. So, yeah, he got me there on Chase Brown. But started Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, so immediately got that stack. Went Chase Brown, DJ Moore, David Montgomery, Debo, Ricky Pearsall, Diggs, Bateman. So was able to get Lamar plus Derrick Henry and Bateman plus Isaiah Likely. So, yeah, good draft for him. I like this draft. Also got Justice Hill late. There's a little bit of insurance, but sometimes, you know, you get those games, you know, where you'll have that onslaught, right? Where both guys will be the guys that you need.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, if they score 40, 50 points in that game. So that was a good one. Tattoo, you want to do another one?
Sure. I did. I had a little more correlation. I forgot. I had CMC with Garundo, and I got Ayuk.
Okay.
Ayuk,
yeah. All right, let's see. Let's get in here. All right, let's try this again. Confirm. Okay. 2 people. We need 2 more. You might want to diversify a little bit. I mean, I like playing for the Tyreek Hill bounce back, but there's also the possibility that it does not go the way that you want it to go. Tattoo, you made it in this one. Good. Ivan made it. We got Drago. It's Soups. Soups not able to do this one. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, we'll knock this out. I like picking in the middle because I don't have to. I like letting the draft follow me a little bit more. So when you pick in the middle, that's more so how it goes. I don't have to plan so far ahead.
I got 10 this time.
So yeah, you were about where I was. I like picking about 10. I like picking in the beginning sometimes, like if I just want to get like one of the first weekly winners I did, I was able to pick at 1 and I got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins fell to me. And then I was able to basically between 1, 2, and 3 picks, I was able to get all Cincinnati players. And then with Chase Brown being the third, and then Joe Burrow made it back to me. And I was like, man, if it went like this every time, I'll pick from 1 every time. Because I think the Bengals are going to score a lot of points again this year because their defense is going to be terrible. All right.
Let's see how different this goes from 3 spots.
Oh, I could take CeeDee Lamb at 6. Done. So Chase, Bijan, Barkley, Gibbs, Justin Jefferson went, and I get CeeDee Lamb at 6. I like to queue up my stacking partners. Don't y'all be jerks. And use that to your advantage. Yeah. Chuba ran so hot last year. It was crazy. He was really good last year. And, he has a path to being good again because the offensive line is good and Jonathan Brooks is out for the full year. I mean, he has Rico Dowdle and Etienne, Trevor Etienne behind him. But, yeah, I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't be good again. All right, so Tattoo, you took Puka. Okay, and it looks like the guy that took all the quarterbacks last draft is not in this one. So
I'm going to do something crazy here.
Okay. Getting unique. I like it. I'm with it. All right, so
taking a quarterback in the second round just seems like the stupidest shit, but
yeah.
But Josh Allen can get you so many touchdowns.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do something different. I'm not gonna take a running back with my first 2 picks. I talked earlier, I haven't gotten any Drake London this year, so oops.
I'm just thinking picking close together. When it comes back, I can probably grab 2 running backs.
Yeah.
I mean, that felt really greasy to draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
Hopefully Geek's not watching and fires me. We can't have that kind of shit on our podcast.
Okay. So, yeah, I wanted to double up there at wide receiver. Obviously, Drago went running back. And we saw Bowers go off the board, Lad T. So, wasn't able to get the Jamar Chase T. Higgins, but was able to get Chase Brown and JT. So, 2 picks away here. Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay, so I'll be able to get one of these guys that I want to get, which is good by me.
Please, sweet baby Jesus, fall to me like you should.
Who you're trying to have fall?
I ain't gonna say it right now. I'll tell you in a second. Mm-hmm. Now the odds of me getting both of them would be shocking. But.
What's up? You in this draft? You're just kicking it.
You cocksucker.
Chill.
All right, well, I'll do this then, motherfucker. Oh,
Big Daddy Batty. That's quite a name. All right, James Cook. That's a good one. I was thinking about taking him if Kyron or Josh.
Kyron was who I wanted.
Yeah.
Kyron and Cook.
Yeah.
Oh, shit balls. Where am I at? I'm lost. I'm drunk. Where am I at? Oh, fuck me. No, don't do this to me. No, stop. Jameson. Oh, my God.
Yeah, there's some.
I don't know what I got. I don't know if I got him or not. Yeah. All right.
You got Chuba. Was that your plan?
I was in chaos. I was going to take Jameson Williams, and then I was like, no, I need a running back. And then the clock was ticking, and I was panicking.
Yeah. All right, there goes Brees, which is it's pretty good. I'm fine with it. All right, I'm gonna take Jameson here. I want to get more Jameson. He's such a good spike week player, and there's been a lot of steam about Jameson Williams taking that next step, and I think a lot of that is because Amon-Ra might not be ready to start the season. Maybe he will, but with the news today that he had surgery at the end of the year, that's a little concerning. So I want to take some more shots on Jameson Williams having a bigger role this year.
Well, who they got? Isaiah Tesla.
Yeah, and he's probably not going to have an impact unless, we get Amon-Ra misses some time, right?
Yeah.
Type of thing. So Drago went 3 running backs out of the first 5, 2 wide receivers. So started with Chase and went running back, plus wide receiver. So got 2 stacks in his first 5 picks, Chase and Brown and RJ Harvey and Cortland Sutton. So betting on the Broncos and Bengals offenses here. The second player got JD Daniels and McLaurin to start. So I got to start thinking about my next pick real quick.
Yeah, I'm discombobulated.
I mean, I have a good idea, but we'll see how it goes. God, there's always got to be one dude that just you just had to take Pickens there. You just had to do it. It's fine.
I'll tell you what got me off.
DJ Moore.
What, that didn't sound right. What threw me off was I was waiting for Adams because I was going to Puka and Adams.
Yeah.
And then it just chaos ensued.
That's a good point, Soups. And really, that's the way you should be thinking about it. You want – God, I only got one running back. That needs to change. You really – so, you want to attack these contests, with the mindset, you want to draft a team that has a good chance a lot of the weeks to have the highest score. But each and every week, your team has to have that type of ceiling to have the highest score. So, it's an interesting, it's ultimately a DFS contest. You're just playing the same lineup for 17 weeks. So you have to think of that when you draft your teams. But yeah, I'm really going to have to hammer running back here because I don't have nearly enough running back capital. I got one running back through the first 5 picks. But I mean, I am loaded at wide receiver, so I'm good with it. No tough one. All right, I'm gonna take Caleb right there. I thought about taking Eric Jones, but I don't know. He was one of those running backs that was kind of uncharacteristically healthy the whole year last year. I mean, let me double check that. I think he may have missed like a couple games, but like he played almost all season.
Yeah, I don't remember him missing much time or anything.
No. Actually, he played all 17 games last year. I think he may have went out like in games, right? But yeah, he was healthy all last year. And up until last year, if you look at all seasons, 12 games, 16 games, 14 games, 15 games, 17, 11, 17. So he's a guy that can be banged up for sure. And he's 30 now. So I kind of want to go with a young gun in a run first team. All right, so I'll be back on the clock here in a little bit. We'll be at pick 78, still a ways away from needing, a quarterback. We got Bo Nix here, just went off the board, the Trago, to stack with Cortland Sutton and RJ Harvey. We got D Dolan here, stack Baker Mayfield with Chris Godwin. Okay. Mine must be lagging because it says I am on the clock. No, that's actually my other league that I'm in. So Swift and Kelsey. Okay. Aaron Jones made it back to me. I'll take that. I liked Caleb over him, but I did not expect him to make it back to me. Sometimes the draft works out that way. So now I feel actually pretty good about my running backs after only getting Josh Jacobs in the first 5 rounds. Every time I hear your buzzer, I think that my doorbell just rang.
When I hear yours, I'm like, is it my pick?
That's true. It is true. But this is also weekly winners where I don't need Aaron Jones to be, one of the best running backs for the whole season. I just need him to, to have some spike weeks. So even if he doesn't play, 17 games, that's good. I don't need him for 17, especially considering that he fell past ADP and I was able to not have to choose between him and Caleb and, still end up with both of them, which ended up working out pretty good, I think. So yeah, we'll see here who's here in 2 picks. There's definitely some intriguing options. I'm into it. I love that.
It's not 6 p.m. and I can see myself being in bed before 8 o'clock tonight.
That's because you woke up at 8 o'clock.
No, I went to bed at 8.
Oh, you went to bed at 8 o'clock. So yeah. So it's like 12 hours from your hangover.
Went to bed at 8 and got up at like 1 or something too.
Yeah. There's some good options here. I'm liking the draft a lot more for me picking in the middle, able to, like I said, plan it out just a little bit better.
Yeah. I picked 2 close together, and then I get a nice gap to kind of look ahead.
Ivan, he was talking crap. Or Drago here, he was talking crap. I'm going to snipe all Fling's picks. And I was like, you're going to snipe all my picks. And then literally in this game, he's like, Broncos country, let's ride, as he's taking all the Broncos. Can't believe you. By the way, we got to have you on one of these next streams, Ivan, because you've been here for all these. So
Yeah,
definitely.
he's in every one.
Yeah. Okay. So I got to take Dak there, stack him up. Got my first quarterback. Stack Dak with Lamb. Pickens. I got sniped on Pickens, but I ended up taking DJ Moore in that spot. So that's pretty fine. Let me take a look at bye weeks. Yeah, week 5 is going to be a hard week for me. It's probably just one of those things where I'm not going to win week 5, but in all the other weeks, I'm going to be set up pretty well. So that's just what it's going to be in this draft. And that's why we draft a lot of these different teams.
What did I just do? Oh, my God.
What's that?
What I hit Jalen Warren by mistake.
Oh, did you mean to hit the
Tyler
other Warren
again? I was going to take Tyler Warren again.
You might need to get some sleep.
I mean, every time I look up at the thing, I'm like, are my eyes even open?
You have an excuse. I mean, I remember, a couple of years ago when the Nuggets were in the championship, and then you got sniped on Tyler Warren. But I was gonna say when the Nuggets were in the championship and they were playing, every game was at like 8 o'clock or 8:30 my time. I was like, well, I guess I'm staying up till midnight every night and getting up early. So it was tough times.
That's like during the regular season, Edmonton plays at 10:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
And I'm like, gotta be up till 1 a.m. every night.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think I don't know. Do I want to take tough decision? I think I need to take a tight end now, so I'm just gonna snap up Njoku. The wait is over. I said this on the last stream. I know a lot of people like Harold Fannin, and I think he may be good long term, but a lot of times these draft nicks they push up these tight ends.
Yeah.
And these rookie tight ends, and they take a while to develop. It's rare that you see them come out of the gate unless they're highly regarded, like a Brock Bowers. They normally take a little bit of time. So I think, long story short, I think Njoku probably is going to have a path to being, relevant this year, assuming he doesn't get injured. I think he's going to be fine. Okay. So what else do we need? Could probably use another running back very shortly here. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Ramondre. That'll give me a nice little stack with Stephon Diggs. He's also still going to get apparently a lot of carries. It's going to be, a 2-man show with him and Travion Henderson. So Ramondre Stevenson's a guy I want to get a little bit more exposure to. Missed on that one. All right. Do we call let's see how many quarterbacks we got going. So this has been the complete opposite of the last draft where we saw all these quarterbacks go early. Most of these teams only have 1 to 2 quarterbacks. I don't see any 3 quarterback builds yet, as of yet. I mean, yeah, just average stuff, kind of what you'd expect to see. So I do think God, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Yeah, I'm going to take Ferguson. I trust him a little bit more than Kyle Pitts, and that gives me a Dak double stack there with CeeDee Lamb and Ferguson. Thought about taking Pitts, but I'm good on that.
I should have taken Dalton Kincaid.
Dalton Kincaid, yeah. Honestly, he's killed me. He's killed me in Dynasty. He's killed me in DFS. Like, I'm so sick of that dude.
Oh, yeah.
I think you saved yourself a headache.
That was one of them I didn't really understand because I always thought Dawson Knox was good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of perfect capulation of essentially how the tight end position is in fantasy sports, because like Kincaid was regarded as a really good prospect. He had plenty of opportunity, and he just still can't produce. Like, yeah, he had spike games like 2 years ago, but last year you just didn't see any of them, and it was so tilting because it's really Shakir, and they're trading for Amari Cooper, who's dusted up. Yes, you're right, Darth. I did have that queued up. So I had to go. I was gonna get that Pitts stack there, but I decided to do the Dak double stack, and I was like, maybe I can get my Penix stack later, but we'll see. Penix, a guy that I like. I drafted him last year in the Army Dynasty League because I didn't think Cousins was gonna come back from his injury, and that ended up coming to fruition a lot faster than I expected it to. So
I want Trent Torrey to know he's a dick.
What's that?
So I want Trent Norrie to know he's a dick.
Yeah.
Because he just took my...
Did he snipe you?
He took Palmer.
Ugh. There's another Buffalo wide receiver is getting some buzz.
Yeah.
But Geek won't like it. He'd be like, no. He wouldn't like it. Trust me. Can you guess who it is?
Keon Coleman?
No.
Shakir?
No. Shakir's like, the one guy that's actually is actually like stable in the offense. Like, he doesn't have a high ceiling, but he has a good floor. But there's another guy. Think of why Geek won't like the pick because of where he played in the past. But he's gaining some steam in OTAs anyway. It's OTAs. I don't know that it'll mean anything, but he looked pretty good last year in some games. So we'll see. We'll see what becomes of it. Let's see if anyone can guess in the comments. Who's the guy that Geek might not like that's on Buffalo's roster right now? Who he'd be against a pick? All right.
I'm trying to think of their roster.
Running out of time. All right, let's just take another tight end and be done with it because I need some other wide receivers. I got one queued up.
God damn it. I did it again. I meant to take Pat Fryermuth and took Ertz, I think.
You took Ertz?
Yeah, I meant to take
what is it with tight ends, bro? You must not be good with tight ends. Maybe you're better with the juicy ones.
Yeah, I must like them loose. I like loose ends. I like burn-ins. I think I could eat a cheese pie and just go to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Drago, did you take Wandale because I had him queued up, or did you just decide that you needed him? It's fine if you did. It's whatever. Oof. Some tough decisions here, guys. God, I think I have to take another wide receiver right here. It's going to be early. I got to do it. Got to be a little homer. Got to do it for the culture, for the brand. Let's Broncos country. Let's ride. Pat Bryant.
You went all the way down and got Pepper.
I mean, I got him 6 spots ahead of ADP.
Yeah.
It wasn't like.
Yeah, it wasn't a big read. Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
I guess mainly because that's what I was getting ready to take. But,
Fair enough. Ivan, I actually queued up Wandale. I was going to queue up Pat Bryant, but I figured if I queued him up, someone would see it and they'd snipe me. So I was like, I'll just queue up Wandale as a decoy. But apparently you were on him anyway, so it wasn't like you took the bait.
Holy shit! I just realized that I only had Josh Allen as my quarterback.
Yeah, the good thing is when you only have Josh Allen, you only need to get 2. So if you want to take like a last round one, you're fine. Also, like there was actually a team last year that won with just drafting Josh Allen. So they just took a 0 on the bye week and they're like, it's whatever. Which is funny. I mean, I would have drafted a quarterback in the last round, but somebody.
I just took Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean, there are some options for sure.
Well, I guess I could have grabbed Aaron Rodgers since he's going to be the fucking starting quarterback.
Jalen went. I thought about taking Jalen with my last pick, but that's how these things go.
Well, you got Jackson Dart still. He's going to start.
Yeah, I mean, there's some guys left for sure. All right, I'm just going to take Dylan here. All right. Got 5 running backs. Might need to get one more. Probably need another quarterback. Go down tight end. That was a little late. That totally threw me off. So, yeah, we're about done here, which is good because the Brews are getting me to the point where I'm about to break the seal. All right, we got 2 more picks. So, got to plan these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. I probably have to take another. I think 5 running backs is good. Another wide receiver and maybe a quarterback. So, oh yeah, that's my boy Ray McLeod. So I'll get Michael Penix double with Drake London and Ray McLeod. Just kind of go through my draft here while we have it, and then I'll go through a tattoo and Ivan Drago's. And then I got the Dak double with CD Lamb and Ferguson. I got another secondary stack with Njoku, Dylan Thompson. I think I have Stephon Diggs and Ramondre. So that'll work. That's another little stack. I don't think I have any Minnesota players. I don't have any other Pittsburgh players, no Green Bay players. So a good amount of correlation and just some good one-offs in this draft so far for me. We're finishing out here the last round. So after I took Ray, God, I can't say that. Ray, De'Ami Brown, Rodgers just went. Juwan. Okay. I'm just trying to look here. Schultz, Jaden, Keenan Allen. That's a good pick. I like that. He's going to sign with someone. Cole Kmet, Sanders, Jatavian Sanders, Keishon Boutte, Lazar, Trey Tucker. It is my pick. Who will I go with? Am I going to take a quarterback? Do I want the quarterback? You know what? Too late. Nah. I think I just autoed that. It's fine. Jerome Ford. So I just took Jerome Ford. I was about to take Daniel Jones tattoo because I didn't see him in the last 2 rounds, and I'm actually surprised you took him where you took him. I feel like you took him much sooner than I expected. I expected him to go in the last 2. When I scanned these, I didn't see him. I was like, oh, I guess I didn't take Daniel Jones. And that totally threw me off. And then I was like, okay, which one of these other guys do I want to take? And I just ran out of time. But whatever. It's the last round. And honestly, that quarterback probably wouldn't start anyway because it's going to be Dak and Penix who are going to get me to the finish line, or they're not, because those are the stacks that I'm betting on this year. So Drago started Chase Brown. So we went over his draft a little bit earlier. He did Chase and Chase. So chasing the Chase's production from last year. Then Jonathan Taylor, RJ Harvey. So went running back heavy very early. Cortland Sutton was the second quarterback. Also, the correlation here was heavy. So Bo Nix plus Harvey plus Cortland Sutton and Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. So basically in his first 6 picks, only Jonathan Taylor wasn't correlated in those. So that's all the correlation you really need there. Plus he had Nix, Sutton, Harvey, and Ingram. So if you went a little further, he had a lot. Definitely had a lot. Jaden Higgins. He got Mooney in there, Charbonnet, Jasecki. He took Cam Ward. Now, ended up sacking Chig with Cam Ward. This is a stack that I've been heavy on because a lot of times when I don't get the quarterback I want, or even if I decide I'm going to wait for like my second quarterback, I can get Cam Ward and stack him with Chig later. So I like that one. Obviously, he's been taking Wandale often as he likes him. He got Justice Hill. I feel like that's 2 drafts in a row. So really like Justice Hill. Woody Marks. That's a name I haven't been on. You'll have to tell us.
No, remember we were talking about him for Houston.
Yeah.
Mixon's back up.
Okay. I'll have to do a little more research on him because I haven't really been taking the Houston backup, but
I've been trying to get him in like some dynasty, late. Well, he's a rookie. I mean, but
for sure,
rookie drafts.
Yeah, I mean, these last round picks, like these, you're looking for outliers in these last round picks, and when you look back at past winners in best ball, it's always like these last round picks. Like I remember 2 years ago, like the last round was full of like the people who finished highly in the top 10, for example.
Yeah.
It was Kyron Williams. It was Tank Dell. It was Puka Nacua. Like you have to take some shots here. And, either you decide these are your guys and you're going to continue to target them late, or, you kind of mix it up for sure with at least a handful of these guys. So I like that. Let's see what you did, Tattoo. I don't think we have anyone else in here to review. But
all over the place. So.
You were all over the place?
Yeah, I was completely out of it this one. I'm like half asleep.
That's okay. Well, you start with Puka. You got Josh Allen and James Cook, so you got some correlation there.
I got a lot of Buffalo.
Yeah. You got Shakir, you got Ray Davis. I don't love Ray Davis with Cook. I like him without Cook, but I mean, I get it. Sometimes Ray Davis will have his games. And
yeah, I didn't love that pick, but I was at Buffalo in the mind at that point.
Yeah, for sure. You finished off with tight end. It looks like you took 4 tight ends, so a good amount of tight ends. You also messed up on Jalen Warren. You got Mims, Daniel Jones. Did you stack? You didn't stack Daniel Jones with anyone in this.
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Yeah. You never know, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that draft, that's a throw out because I'm just like checked out.
Yeah. I totally get that. Well, hey, this was fun. We're going to be doing this 2 times a week, attacking the weekly winners contest. And one of the good things about continuing to do this is we react to news, and there's a lot of news like dropping, and it changes things. Like RJ Harvey is starting to fall. He was going in the maybe even like the late second, early third, mostly early third. You saw he went at the beginning of the fourth here because of the news that people are, I think, overreacting to.
Yeah.
And that's probably a good point there, Ivan. But I think the news that people are probably overreacting to is that J.K. Dobbins is visiting the Broncos. I think that means more about the backups than it does R.J. Harvey. But, when you follow this, you see the ebbs and flows, and you can kind of buy the dip. And then you see other guys that you can get on early that maybe they do have a big role. Like, did J.K. Dobbins get drafted in this draft? No, I don't think he did because he hasn't been signed yet. He did. So he got in the 15th round. And that's probably too early. Like, he hadn't even got signed yet. I wouldn't have drafted him there. But, if you're in a draft room where you can get him in the 17th or 18th round, then, and then Harvey gets hurt for some reason, and then we see his ADP spike up to, the middle rounds. Now, you've got great value where you got him. So I think it's important to draft all off season if you really want to be able to take down one of these contests.
You think we'll see a spike with Steelers wide receivers?
Probably. So yeah, if you were a guy that, was drafting Roman Wilson late, or hesitant to draft, DK Metcalf. We might see DK Metcalf climb up by the end of the
Fire moves could move up.
Yeah, because I don't love Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'm fine getting DK Metcalf and thinking he can have a good year and not having any Aaron Rodgers unless you're getting him in the last round, is like your third quarterback. So, yeah. So it'll be fun to watch this, but we'll be doing this 2 times a week. So hop in here Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:00 Eastern. So thanks for hopping in, guys. Good drafts. We'll see you next time.